Hello everyone, in this video we consider the new feature of Eocortex 4.1 long-term database. This feature allows you to configure the storage time for each event individually, so now it provides more flexibility in system configuration. Since the event storage time is not related to the archive depth, events can be stored for a long time. This allows you to view events that occurred in the system in a couple of years ago and generate reports with a period of several years. The long-term database is a service application that is installed separately from Eocortex server application. The service is configured in the configurator. We go to the section of servers, select the tab Services and activate the long-term database slider. Set the IP and port of address, by default it's 8999, password is empty field. We may check the connection, service is successful. Also we are able to change the password after the first launching of this application. After checking the connection, we click the button of configuring and select the drives for storing the database. Main one for the duplication of archive and the backup, if the first two are not available to writing. It will save the database on itself. Next point is schedule. In what period of time database will be synchronized from the Eocortex server to the server for long-term storage of events. In my configuration it is 12 hours and start time will be the following. The next point is the storage time. Here we may set the required event and set the required archive depth for the storage. For instance, let it be the sabotage detector. We want to save it for 5 days. Also, it would be possible to save it by weeks, by month and by days. In regards of face recognition and license plate recognition, saving the frames now is possible. Frames will be saved for the required time you stayed in this field. Speaking about the information of the server, we may set the info for the archiving, for the users action, events and for the cameras connection. If you need the common settings by events, we may click the slider of group settings and activate all events by the required category. At the bottom of the window we may see the number of selected events to be saved. From here we may configure that and set the required time. Apply our settings. System will notify us about archiving and we will start recording after the applying of our configuring. Also, the email notification is possible to send. We may set here the email of recipient, limit the free disk space in percentage, notification, selecting of the language, and email address server. We may set it in these points. For the demonstration I got the camera of license plate recognition. Archive storage time would be only 1 day for this camera. Archive depth of the same camera in the long-term database is 5 days. So in the client applications we can build the report for a given period of time with the necessary data. Go to the sections of the reports and we may sort info, for instance from the 17th of July for the required period of time. Today is the 21st of July. we update our report and obtain information for the required period of time. As you may remember, archive storage time was only 1 day in the configurator for the required camera. As we see, servers is working. We may reports tab, module, filter it by time up to the several years. Also, all informations will be logged in event log, and we will be able to obtain info for the required period of time and get it here. Frames, data and time of the recognition are saved. Basically that's all. Thank you for your interest and see you soon.